Hello judges, I'm Chef Stephen Wimmer from Ada, North Carolina, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a toad in the hole. Today's main points in the presentation are going to be your ingredients, how you're going to make it, and how to enjoy it. So your first ingredients are going to be your butter, I like to use a teaspoon, your salt and pepper, an egg, I'm using my free-range chicken's eggs, and 100% wheat. You can use other types of bread, most work. And today, this is how we're gonna start by cooking it. We're gonna take your butter, you're gonna put it in the center. You're gonna take your pan and you're gonna move it around a little bit. You get your grease everywhere. And you're just gonna do this till it melts. Now, this is where you take your bread and you start putting your hole in it. I like to make a decent sized hole, that way my egg fits in it. I eat the bread that I got from the hole. Now you're gonna crack your egg. Make sure you don't get any of the shell in it. You're gonna wipe it off on something. Make sure you wash your hands. It's just safety reasons, so you don't get raw egg on potential stuff. Next, you're gonna take your piece of bread, gonna put it on the pan, and then you're gonna take your egg and you're gonna set it in there. Now you're gonna wait a little bit, and while we're waiting for it to cook, you can see how a little bit runs out over here. You wanna wait for it. You're gonna take your salt and pepper, and you're gonna put it a little bit on there. And I like to wait until it browns around the edges, or if it comes off till this gets nice and brown. And while we're waiting for it to cook, I want to talk about safety and how you need to make sure that little kids or people who are untrustworthy are around it, and how that you need to make sure that your arms are not close to it so you don't get burnt. So if you look around the edges, you can tell that it's getting close. It's not quite there yet, but it's going to be there soon. You need to make sure that you don't overcook it. And then to make sure that, and if you can't tell if you're ready or not, you can slowly go through and it might stick a little bit if it's not ready. Now you're ready to flip. So once you flip, you're gonna wait a second. Same thing basically. Just gonna look around and make sure that it's browning on the edges. So I like to look in here because there's usually a little center here, and it's usually really liquidy if it's not cooked yet. So you want to wait a little bit. It'll brown in and get liquidy when it's ready. Now you're gonna take your egg. My egg's not completely done yet. It's still sticking a little bit. Maybe it is. So it's not done yet, so you can set it back down there and let it cook for a little bit. All right, now we're gonna flip it. It should be done by now. And we're gonna put it in our plate. And while this is going down, you need to make sure you turn your pan off and move it to a cold eye. So while this is going down, I'm going to talk to you about what we went over today. So we went over the ingredients that you'll need: the butter, the toast, the salt and pepper, the egg, and the fork and spatula. Then we went over how to cook it and the steps you need to take. Now we're going to go over how to enjoy it. I like to cut around in the center. All the juicy yolk will come out. Spread that around. And then I take some of my toast and then dig in. I hope you try this the next time that you want a lunch. Enjoy!